outside. Hits the pitch to Johnson. He gets outside. He's in! Mario Johnson! Two-point conversion! The Warriors are on! Unbelievable! 22 points! 16 seconds left!
I believe it's live on Tuesday night. Billy Awfully, Coach Aliosi, I'm John Mastro. Bobby Bigders broadcasting his PA thing, and Nick is still
he
out.
back?
No, he's still out.
Is he going to be back tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow morning he flies in.
We got Bocce Championship. Nick's got to be back for that.
Is he on your team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we no, I gotta say that.
Who's on the team?
Me, Bobby, Billy, Nick, and
We got the
another
cripple
guy.
here.
In the championship?
The bad hand. Yeah, we're in the championship.
We got the other one that throws the bocce ball
That's
backwards.
Nick.
Anyways, talking about football.
Yeah. John, there are times in high school football where you go up against a team that is really good, and they were really good.
Yeah.
We were talking just before we came on the air. Him and I and Nick we've been doing it for 25 years. I've never seen a high school running back jump cut. That kid was good.
Yeah, he was good. The quarterback was good. They had good receivers. Their line was tough. They didn't really have any weaknesses.
They didn't.
We knew that going in.
The only thing I didn't see was a tight end.
Right. Yeah, they didn't use tight ends. Yeah. Yeah. So certainly they're the better team. Tip your hat. We also, as we talked about, we were not at our best that night. Things that were out of Walpole, had nothing to do with Walpole, whether it was missed assignments or whatever, or our fight and our energy and our effort wasn't at the standard we wanted. So it was not a great night all around. Played a really good team. Didn't put forth our best.
Did the
effort.
ride have anything to do with it? I didn't think the ride was bad. I mean, but we were in a car. We're not in a bus.
No, I don't think so. I mean, we kind of joke with the kids sometimes. Like, I ask for proof that a bus, I don't know what is strenuous about a bus ride. You're sitting. So if you mentally let it be.
And everybody has phones now, so they're.
Yeah, it's like you're sitting down on a chair.
Yeah.
So I've never bought into that. And we certainly didn't during the week. But so who knows? But this is a big week for us. We've got to bounce back.
Yeah,
and how we
huge.
respond is really important.
Yeah, this is really a huge week. I mean, with 3 wins, Billy had mentioned this, and I didn't even know it. You have to have 3 wins. I think you told us this last week, right? To get into the playoffs.
Right.
So we've got the 3 wins, and he mentioned it during the broadcast, and I went, "Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that." But still, it's a huge.
So
week.
we lost all 14 points yesterday.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, we dropped a few spots. So I think, we can't, how many games we've left? 3. You can't chance it. I don't even know if 4 and 4 or 5 and 3. There's no guarantee with the playoffs. So, and of course, we'd like to be the highest seed possible.
Yeah,
we would be playing the 1 or 2 seed. So, I mean, I think this week for us, it's more like, that stuff all is important down the road. But I think just what, we really want to see what we're made of this week after a performance no one's really proud of. Just bouncing back and showing some character and some fight. And that's been a big goal this week.
That's good. How'd the JVs do?
The JVs lost 38-14. Yeah, so 20-14 at the half, I believe. Walpole had a lot of juniors on their squad, so it was a little bit of a mismatch with age.
I did notice that too, when I was looking at you call somebody's name and you had to look at the sheet. They had a lot of seniors.
Yes.
They did. Now the running back was a junior, but he's surrounded by all these kids that are probably been playing all the way through.
Well, as I said to you off the air, they're typically a good program, and then this is one of their better years. I think especially because of their strength of their skill. But, as we watch the game on film and even preparing for them, they're well coached. I mean, their kids played very hard. They on defense they were extremely active. A lot of stunting. A lot of disguised coverages and such. So they didn't have many holes, put it that way. Their kicking game, they kicked the ball nice and deep on the kickoffs and the punts. So good program.
Their special teams were good too, because special teams has been, I think, a strength of ours. And boy, they were nailing us. And, our best field position was what, the 28-yard line?
Yeah, I
Or
was gonna
sorry.
say, like,
Yeah, they
block.
kick it deep, and once again, that combination of them being good and us, we just really didn't do a good job blocking. And so our starting field position was poor.
2 observations. One, they had a lot of kids go both ways.
They did.
They did.
Yeah,
They
they
had a
did.
lot of kids go both ways. And the second one was that running back, he hit a hole so fast.
Yeah.
And
He
he
was good.
just made cuts I couldn't believe.
And the quarterback could run.
And he had a good arm.
He had a good arm. Yeah, the score before the half, again, they took over with 55 seconds left at midfield. They had no timeouts.
And they were getting the ball back.
Exactly.
We
The fa-
talked about that.
But it was one of those nights, I mean, even typically, we like to defer. So, okay, they're going to get the first possession the second half. But to not stop them at the end there and they score in the last play, it was just really frustrating. They dropped that post ball in with about 10 seconds to go down to the 5 or 10. We had 3 guys right around the ball.
I know,
We
but
just-
that
we had
guy's,
3
but
guys
that
around
guy's,
it, yeah.
you-
Three
you're
guys,
right.
but again, we were just a little bit out of position. Our breaks on the ball weren't great. It
And the
was
kid's
just-
6'5".
Yeah.
That receiver, he was playing,
Yeah, but
it
we had
reminded
3
me of
guys
Duxbury,
there,
John. He's 6'5", playing wide receiver, and on defense, he's a D end.
Yeah.
You don't see that.
No, yeah, he was good. He was a good
He
player.
was good.
Yeah, you got to
John-
give credit to them. But like I said, I think we are definitely our game needs to improve this week for sure.
I was surprised that he had his first team still in there with less than 5 minutes.
I was beginning to wonder because
I said,
again,
what
knowing
the
the
hell?
14-point rule
Yeah.
was it 33-14 at the time,
Yeah.
and they still, I got to the point where I didn't know why they weren't kneeling the ball down.
We thought the same thing.
Once you're in under
And they
2
were
minutes,
giving
we
it to
weren't going to stop
23.
them because we want to get our guys in, but it's hard to sub. We typically, you guys know this,
Yeah.
we'll sub when they do.
Right.
Yeah.
And 'cause
It's
we don't-
almost
we don't-
like-
we don't want to put our twos.
It's
or
almost
threes
like a
in.
courtesy thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember in the past, other teams calling timeout,
Right.
and all the starters go off, and then you go, oh, okay, all right.
And they were still handing the ball off to 23.
Exactly. If it's a 27-17 game and they're doing that, again, there's 4 points on the
That
table.
makes-
that
There's 4
makes
points on the
sense.
table.
Understood.
And I wouldn't, if they scored, I'd understand. But at that point, I didn't. They were up 19. I didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah.
But the coach is a good guy. Perhaps he was just a little slow in figuring out the clock. I'm not sure. But that was that was a little odd. But I don't get worked up too much about that stuff.
No,
You just
no.
got to play football.
Yeah, sometimes you,
I do, though.
yeah. Sometimes I do too. But, wow, sometimes I get more riled. And we won't talk about this about refereeing. I thought, we won't go in.
Yeah, I don't think it was great.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, I
won't
mean,
go.
they were late to the game, and then they were late coming out at the halftime.
Yeah, what?
Both teams are out ready to go.
Yeah,
That's never
where's that
happened.
guy? Yeah, where is he?
I've never had that happen in my coaching career.
It was different. It was
At
different.
either half, we were waiting.
It was different.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Grafton. I hear their quarterback is very, very good, but more of a drop back kind of guy, not like an Andover or even this kid. This kid could run too. He didn't run much, but more of a drop back.
He's more of a drop back kid, but he is really athletic. I don't think they're going to have designed runs for him, but he can escape. And they get him out on the edge on boots, and he throws on the run really well. So he's strong. I mean, they're balanced. They can run the ball. They're always physical between the tackles. They have the quarterback. The guys they want to feature, I think, are the Q. They have a receiver, number 8, who's very good. And then their tailback, number 3, Tyson Thomas. Though I think those are their 3 guys they're looking to get the most production from.
Yep.
And again,
them
they're
the ball.
What's that?
Get them the ball.
Get them the ball, and again, it's a typical Grafton team, well coached, sound, tough. They don't give you anything.
They always play good defense.
They do.
Every time we've played them,
Yeah,
even when we were really good, they played us tough.
they did. Yep. Yeah, it'll be. We scrimmaged them this year, and it was a battle for sure.
Yeah.
So, you're right. We're looking forward to a great game.
Yeah, that's good. Now, what about defensively? They even front?
Even
4-4?
front, 4-4. Yeah, one high usually, and like you said, just tough. And they run to the ball, and I believe their head coach runs the defense.
Okay.
He's I think he
He's
has a
a
defensive
defensive guy.
Yeah. So, and he does a really good job. So, Yeah, we've got our work cut out for us on both sides, for
You
sure.
know they'll be ready. They're, like you said, they're well coached. They're always ready.
For sure.
Thank God it's not going to be, it's at 6 o'clock again,
Yeah, I was going
right?
to say that. Yep, 6 o'clock. Eastern time. Yeah.
If we just found that out, yeah, not 6:10 like last week.
Well, was it? I thought it might even been a little later.
It might have been.
Seemed like,
It might have
seemed
been.
like 20 minutes.
I can remember during the first half, I can remember saying to Billy and Bobby, I'm saying, is this the longest half of football we've ever had? It just seemed like it was forever.
It was long.
It was long. It was long. How about injuries? Anything? Everything good?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I mean, again, a couple minor things that were.
Yeah. Owen's
working
okay?
through. Yeah, Owen's good. Yeah, his
Okay.
knee's fine, and then
Yeah.
he just tweaked his ankle a little bit the other
Okay,
night. So
all
I
right,
think
that's
he'll be
good.
good.
I was worried because I've been saying it now for the last 3 weeks. He's starting to look like the Owen that we remember.
Right.
What
And-
about 28? I saw him on the sideline too.
Yeah, Ethan. Yeah, a little neck
Yeah.
injury, and he's still getting evaluated right now.
All right.
Okay, all right, good. So, 6 o'clock out there, Friday night,
Yep.
not terrible.
You got to
right?
leave early, going down 140 at rush hour. You do. You really do. Have you ever tried to get down there?
No,
I mean, I think
no.
a couple
Is it
of
that
years ago-
bad?
It's bad. It's just.
Is it
heavily
really? See,
congested.
I never go to Grafton at rush hour.
Yeah,
so
well, I didn't realize it until we played there. When did we last play there?
2 years
20
ago.
Um,
No.
2019.
Yes, it was before all the
COVID
COVID, yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was about 5 degrees, and
Oh,
we played
yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
we do remember.
We remember that.
Yeah, and
It was
and
cool.
I think we left. Jay always asks me what time we want to leave. He's good about that. And I think I factored in about 25, 30-minute drive, and it must have been 35 or 40.
Really?
Yeah,
There was,
just keep-
there was a lot of construction going on 140 in that section
Yeah.
of road.
Yeah,
Back
And
then, yeah, that's
Back
true,
then,
too.
there was a lot of construction going on.
yeah.
But
It's also a 6 o'clock game too, which is a little closer to rush hour. but
Yeah. It's a nice facility, too.
It is.
I got a couple guys that have kids playing, so.
Oh, do you?
For Grafton,
Oh, nice.
so.
Couple buddies.
Yeah.
Bragging rights are on the line.
Yeah.
Some more than that.
And now, after Grafton is Shepherd Hill?
Shepherd Hill and Leominster.
Shepherd Hill there?
Yep, Leominster home.
And we got Wachusett home.
Wachusett home on
Wachusett.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
So weeks 9 and 10 will be the playoffs. Yeah.
good,
Yep.
good.
Interesting. And so where are we now? You said we dropped a little bit. I
saw-
haven't looked.
I
so.
saw today it said we're 15th, but I also saw some of the records weren't updated. 15th would make sense. We were 10 or 11. I can't remember. But as you said, we lost. We were minus 14 the other day.
That
so
hurt, that hurt.
yeah. As with the schedule closes out, Grafton and Leominster have really good one-loss records. So I imagine they're different. Leominster's differential is really high. So is Grafton. So those will be good points for us. Shepherd Hill's starting. I think they're 2-3 now. They started out 0-3.
Yeah,
So
playing a little bit better.
yeah. So our schedule for the and again Walpole. Even though Walpole was a good opponent.
Shepherd Hill beat Algonquin, too.
They did. Yeah, I think it seems like they're coming along. They've improved a lot as the years gone. So
And they run that,
the double wing.
that
the
crazy
equalizer,
offense.
yeah.
Follow the guards.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they tell you where the play's going.
Yeah.
It's amazing. All right, we've got 3 seniors coming on, right? We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Okay, let's go talk to Brad. Oh. All right, we're back. Welcome back, and joining us here for the second half. One running back, and these two guys, I don't know, one may play safety and the other's a free. No, I'm just kidding. John Baldor, running back, linebacker, sitting next to him, probably the tallest lineman we've ever had, right? How tall are you, Brad? Brad Blattner.
6'6" and some change.
6'6" and a little bit more.
Yeah.
And right here, sitting next to me, Matt Army. Tough game this weekend, this past week. That's it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Grafton. They're good. They always play us tough. It's kind of like Algonquin. I always look at Algonquin and say, oh, they're lousy this year. And I say, the first thing I say, well, Westboro. Westboro was like that when we played them too. Didn't matter what the record was. They always played us tough. Grafton's good this year. We're good too, but they're going to play us tough. What do they bring to the table?
I mean, line-wise, they have a 4-man front, so it's it's basically what we've been seeing all year.
Are they as big as you? I mean, us on the line?
They've got some big kids, but
Not as big as
comparatively,
you guys.
no.
No.
Right. Well, nobody's been bigger than us.
Size isn't everything.
That's right.
No,
That's right.
speed.
Yeah.
Speed kills size.
I played a long time ago. I played center. The toughest kid I ever played against was his size. I played against kids your size, and they weren't as good as you. So, all right, Matt. Offensive line and defensive line.
Yeah.
What number are you?
66.
60. Oh yeah, I see you out there too. Right. Sorry if I don't call your name.
No, it's okay.
I don't give you guys enough credit. I don't. I the linemen, they're there, but when they do.
No, this year we've given them more credit than
I
we
know,
have
but
in
we
the
don't call
past.
their name as much
No,
as
we
They're
we
units.
do. We make a point of it.
They're a unit,
We
that's
do.
why, right? Right,
They
guys?
are.
Oh, yeah.
Unionized?
And John, you've come along. You had a really good game 2 weeks ago, right? Running the ball, really, really good job. Coach, why don't you talk a little bit about?
All right, sure. Yeah, I'll start with John. I don't know if you knew John broke his collarbone last year.
I think you
Oh,
told me
was
that.
This is week. It's against Grafton last year, actually.
Okay.
So it was somewhere around now because we played
Yeah.
him around. The
And it
same
was
time.
actually, during the week, we had said as coaches, he was starting to look better and better and better, and he had a best run of his, probably the season, right?
Yeah,
And-
Against Grafton?
Yeah, and we said, oh, well, that was great, 7, 8, 10-yard run, yards after contact, and then he hurt his shoulder, so we missed him for the rest of the year. So we kind of knew this year that, he would take a big step because we know what he's capable of, and put in a lot of work in the offseason, and he's definitely met our expectations. Inside linebacker and running back, playing both ways, getting
Yeah.
a lot of reps.
Yeah.
Um,
We're calling his name a lot.
and
Huh, Billy?
very fast. John's got
Very
great speed.
We know it's speed.
And I think was it St. John's? We were on both fumbles in that game. Did you recover both fumbles, or just the one at the end?
I was in on the second one. The first one was me. I think Vinny got the second one.
I think he got the second one. Yeah. So he's made some big plays for us. Brad's been with us since sophomore year. We recruited him in the hallways pretty intensely.
Wait a minute now. You never played football till you were a sophomore?
Yep. Played basketball, and I played a lot of baseball, but I never played football.
And I can remember in the winter of, what is it, 2019, Coach Diamond Topless, basketball coach, calls me and said, hey, I think Blattner's going to play football. It was one of those moments where I remember where I was, right? So I said, did he say he's definitely going to play? Or he said, I think he's pretty sure he's going to do it.
Why? Why didn't you play? Let me ask him, but then you can talk about Matt.
Well, me and my family were always pretty concerned about concussions, and like
Wait a
when
minute,
I
wait a
was,
minute. How big were you then?
I was always a pretty big kid.
So your family was concerned that you were going to give somebody a concussion?
Do you have a younger brother that's almost as big as you? Or
I-
is bigger than you?
Not yet, but he's a big kid too. I do have a younger brother. He's a freshman right now.
Freshman?
When you were a freshman, were you bigger than?
I was.
Size, yeah.
I was probably 6'2", 6'3" as a freshman.
What do you think he is, 5'11", 6 feet?
He's probably about 6 foot.
Yeah. So, COVID year was his first year, and he played JV, which had an abbreviated season. and then last year he actually broke his. Was it your wrist?
It was my forearm.
On the beach. Don't ask questions. Right?
Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
football.
It was
It
on,
wasn't
yeah.
football, yeah. So he
No.
missed half the season last year, and we got him in the second half. So really, this is his
So,
first full
really,
year.
That's
First full
amazing.
year of football.
That's amazing.
And he's doing great things, and obviously with his size and his ability, he's getting recruited by quite a few schools. But smart kid, focuses on his schoolwork. Smart, learned the game really quickly. Tough. So yeah, he's been. We're
Yeah,
glad we got him.
we've seen some of that toughness.
Yeah.
We've seen that.
Yeah, so when he, we gave him a full scholarship, and he decided to play football, so. And then Matt, obviously our line this year, we have a lot of big kids, and, Matt plays in a backup role for us, but, we talk to our kids all the time about the importance of the twos. The twos get in, we need to do the job. We try to play our twos as much as we possibly can for a lot of reasons, so. Speaking of concussion, he just had coming off a concussion earlier in the season, so, but he's healthy now, and we got him back, so hopefully gonna be working his way into the lineup. And a lacrosse player as well.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Sport athlete.
You like lacrosse?
I do, it's a good sport.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. I mean, lacrosse has just blown up. I mean, not that long ago, there was no lacrosse, and now, that's good though. It gives you something. Did you play baseball at all?
I did. I
Oh,
quit
so you
baseball in 4th grade to play lacrosse. So,
Yeah. So you've been playing lacrosse
Oh,
since you were
forever,
little?
yeah.
Oh, how about football?
I started my freshman year.
Oh, so you never played football till high school too?
Yeah, it was like the same thing with Brad. My parents didn't want me to play when I was little because of concussions.
You mean given?
Oh, yeah.
John, how about you? How long have you been playing?
I've been playing since 5th grade.
All right,
Yeah,
so,
I've been playing for a while.
so AYF and Pop Warner or whatever it
Yeah,
was back
AYF,
then,
yeah,
AYF,
yeah.
yeah, so, and you two guys, they wouldn't have let you play AYF. They would have looked at you two and said, no, you're not a 5th grader or whatever. But, are you looking forward to this game this week?
I am, yeah. I think
Yeah.
we all are.
Yeah, this is a big game. I
Yeah.
mean, for seed, like John said, and I'm sure you guys were out there watching, for seeding and where we're gonna be at the end of the year, it'd be nice to get a home game, huh?
For sure.
How is it that teams, I think I asked you this before, that are 0-3 are ahead of us? How does that work?
I don't think that, are they?
There
No.
were.
No.
Well, they're.
Or how are they ahead of teams that got 3 wins? Maybe
So
not us.
their opponent value must be extremely high. So like Central Catholic right now is 2-2, but they're I think 4th. Andover's 6th at 5-0. Andover's 5-0. Actually, Central might be 3-2, but they're ahead of them because their opponent's rating is.
I did see Central was ranked
Yeah.
first, and they had a couple losses.
So your opponents, so they must be losing games by, if you're 0-3 and you're ahead of some teams with wins, your margin of victory, or margin of loss must be narrow, and the opponent's
Do you
values are
like
high.
this setup, the way it's going? No, it's a good question. I have to ask it.
I'll say this, not really. I don't like it in the fact that the differential plays such a big role, because the game management presents a lot of challenges, as we've talked about. If we're ahead 12-0 with 2 minutes left in the football,
You're
You know,
gonna be
we're not
throwing the
putting-
ball
we're not-
trying to get the 14.
we're not putting our backups in and getting them some playing time and milking the clock. We're trying to score because we have 2 points on the table. I don't like that piece. I also don't like that divisional opponent doesn't matter in the scoring. It's just
What do you mean by that?
so it's just not a variable in the equation.
So if you play Grafton, you don't get any deductions?
So a 5-0 Grafton is the same as it's really not a 5-0. It's their differential. The one loss doesn't even really matter. Grafton's differential matters. Whether Grafton's Division 1 or Division 4, that differential is the differential.
Now, see, if I remember correctly, years ago, it made a difference if you played somebody that was in a lower division, correct?
Well, I would think because league's a tricky thing, is leagues now, are not everyone's in the same division. Like in our league, the Midwatch A, Algonquin's Division 2, Leominster's Division 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know if teams should be punished for playing down. Maybe teams should be rewarded a little bit for getting a win against a higher division team,
Okay.
which we couldn't because we're Division 1,
Yeah,
there's no one
right,
higher.
right.
So, but I also say this, there is no perfect system. You know, whatever system you have.
Yeah,
have
there's,
flaws.
you can shoot holes in it.
Yeah, exactly. So I say that as my sort of qualifying statement. I don't know that I have a better solution.
Yeah.
But I just don't like the game management piece. It really changes how you handle.
It isn't, yeah, and
It's just not
I
ideal.
understand where you're coming from with that, I
Yeah.
do too, it would bother, I think it would bother me too, trying to get to that 14-point differential. All right, and we don't have a lot of time left, I want to make sure I ask you, school, John, what are you thinking?
For school, after school.
College?
Yeah, college. Yeah, so I'm definitely thinking about going to college. Not exactly sure where though.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Playing sports at all, or,
no, probably not. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right, Brad?
I'd like to. I'm going to play college football, and I'd like to major in business.
Okay, so you are gonna play somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, you don't know,
I'm not sure where yet, but
I told you,
In the next 6 or 8 weeks,
you'll know.
things are going to be really active.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
teams get to college, teams get to the end of their seasons and
And then they
recruiting.
start really looking at, because they don't have time right now, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And how about you?
I'm not sure. I do want to go to college, but I visited Plymouth State yesterday. And I really liked that. I really liked the campus and everything.
Beautiful.
Oh, it really is, yeah.
I can remember going up and sitting in the library and looking at Mount Washington saying, oh my God, this place is
Boy, that was a
beautiful."
long ride.
It was a
It
long
was.
ride.
You're
It
supposed
is
to
a-
be looking at your book, but not looking at the view.
It was beautiful up there. It really was.
I never saw a book.
It really was.
Yeah.
Well, go get them this week. It's gonna be, every time we play them, it's tough.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter what.
Well, it's a
division.
feather in their hat to knock off a giant. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure
I don't know,
Walpole fought that
D1,
too.
they're gonna come after us.
Yeah, and I mean, they haven't lost a regular season game
Yeah.
since, I don't know when.
Oh, really?
They were 8-0 last year in
Yeah.
the regular season, and 5-0 this year, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, and they're gonna be ready for us
Oh, yeah,
anyways.
we're ready for a big-time test.
It's kinda like when we were Division II, and we would play St. John's, forget the rivalry, we still wanted to beat them, because they were the big dog.
And I think at some point, if you're talking about elite teams are elite teams. I mean, Duxbury this year, I think, is Division 4. Beat Franklin by 2 touchdowns. Walpole's
Wow.
Division 3. They crushed Natick, who's Division 2. So, they're your top teams in each division.
They beat Framingham too, right? Framingham's Division I, doesn't it? Yeah. You're right, at this point, it doesn't matter, it's the quality of the team, right?
For sure.
All right, good luck this week, boys. 6 o'clock, don't forget, people, 6 o'clock on Friday, not 7,
At Grafton.
at Grafton. We'll see you there. See you next week.